What's up, soil brothers and soil sisters? Today, I'm here with a little short video giving y'all a little information on what I do with my bananas. Okay, this is a practice that I think they use in the industry where they actually produce bananas for store bought, and not necessarily people at home do this, but I do. And the idea is it allows the bananas to focus more on clumping the bananas and not on the rest of the flower. Okay, right here we got the banana flower. Okay, as it drops these leaves, it uncovers a new hand of bananas. After so long, the actual edible bananas stop being produced and they produce these. All right, these are not going to produce bananas. These not going to turn into bananas. They're just a flower. They do have a nectar. The insects love them. They got a sweet syrup that comes out of them. Also, the banana plants do. Okay. What I like to do is remove the flower. Now, what I do is I wait until I get at least 6 inches of stem in between the last hand of bananas and where the flower ends. If I left this on, it will continue to drop further and further and further and further as each one of these leaves lift up. So the energy that it's using to produce, to get these things to lift up and drop, I want it to go up here to make my bananas fat. So typically what I do, you can get a sharp knife or you could just twist it and break and it comes right off. Now, from what I heard, they actually use these in other countries as food. It's a salad, and there's a special way they actually prepare them. It's soaking them. You pretty much just peel these down until you get deep down in the heart of this flower. Cut it up like a salad, and then you soak it. And they love it in other countries. But me, not so much. So this will be part of the compost, something that the plant will use to feed off of. And these little things here, these little black pieces are what these little flowers on the end were. All right, they actually stay on there, they turn black, and at some point they'll come off, but generally they'll stay on there. When they get wet, they'll kind of leak down onto the banana and it discolors them. All right, so they are not as pretty. It does nothing to the taste. The bananas just don't look as well with that on there. So what I like to do is go up and just kind of remove them all. Okay, and it's nothing to it. Just take it and you rub your hand across it and it just comes off. Now, to home growers that are not really concerned about the aesthetics or the way your bananas actually look, it's not a big deal. You don't have to do this. You don't even have to remove the flower. But to get the best results, I think removing the flower would be good. And just to not have a bunch of ugly bananas when it's time to remove them, it's a good idea. So one thing that we actually found out just the other day, which is a tremendous surprise to me because it's not something I'm accustomed to, is that we got another bunch of bananas that just came down off of this bunch. Remind you, we already have one that came out in the beginning of the year. They're still there. And like I said, because it came out so soon with very little leaves, it's taking a long time for them to get to where they need to be. Now they're plump. They're not as plump as I would like them to be. So I'm gonna let them stay on there until I can. But ordinarily we would have been at 8 them already. But we have a very a brand new bunch of bananas that just came out, which is odd because I still got this mat all connected as one. Generally, you could break one up and have two separate ones, but for one plot to have two sets of bananas is different because, for one, I typically don't allow no more than 3 bananas in a plot. But like I said before, this is landscaping also. So in the front, I don't mind having more than one because I love the way these humongous leaves look. They're beautiful. So I'm surprised about that, even though I know for a fact that we're not going to get to eat those. And I'm pretty sure these may not get to where I need them to be before the season is up. But who knows? It might. You know, our weather is weird. You know, we can have warm weather all the way up to December. But, you know, like I said, we can have a cold snap next week. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up and I'll let y'all see what they look like. All right, Soil Fam. This is the finished product. Okay, the tips have been removed, which lessens the chances of damage. And we have removed the flower. Okay, what I was saying about removing the flower, you want to make sure you get a decent amount of stem before you actually cut the flower. If you cut the flower up here, a certain amount of the stem is going to die back. And if you cut it too early, you're going to lose a whole hand of bananas because the bananas will also die back too. So make sure you got enough stem before you actually cut it. All right, let it hang. Get a lot of the flowers. I actually left a little bit of the flowers on there right now so y'all can actually see the difference between that and that. Those are not going to turn into edible bananas. They will actually stay that size and wilt and die. Those will continue to grow, get fat, and you'll be able to enjoy them. Okay? So without the flower actually falling and opening up and producing those little flowers, it should give more energy to the actual banana so it can actually do what it need to do a lot faster, more effectively. Another thing that they do is they will bag the bananas. They will bag them up. That will stop little insects for taking little nicks at the bananas. It won't hurt the fruit, but it won't look as pretty on the shelves. And, you know, if aesthetics is important to you, then definitely want to do everything to prevent that. Okay, but since me and my wife like to sit on our porch in our rocking chairs and just look at them, we will not cover them. We will sit there and let them do what they need to do and hopefully get to eat them. So, let me show you something else. Fam, all right. While sitting on the porch just yesterday, I believe, we noticed that we had another bunch of bananas. Now, we had no idea that this particular plant was fruiting, but here we are. And it's the third bunch of fruit on this little plot that we got here in the front of our house. As much as we sit here and stare at this plant, how did we miss that? Have no clue. So I got my lovely wife over there modeling, but she won't get too close because our blackberry bush, which is full of thorns, is back there and she is panicking. But yeah, this is a new bunch. So you can see what I was talking about as these petals lift, it reveal a hand of bananas.
Banana.
Yeah, so it'll keep on doing that until the flower releases all the edible bananas, and then we'll be back to that same process. Now, if y'all can see, there's something dripping from the banana plant. Try to focus that for you. Mm, maybe not.
Easy. No.
Don't want to focus on it, but there is a nectar that drips from these plants, and
It's
that's still
sweet.
not focused. But yeah, it is sweet. It is very good, and that's one way you could tell that you have edible hand eaten banana or a plantain or something that's not edible is the taste of that nectar. Babe, want to try it?
I don't know. I want to get from back here because it's nuts or something biting me. Okay, okay, okay. Tasty bananas. Something biting me.
She could be weird. Her and her bug phobia. But yes, very beautiful. We excited that we find those, but it was something unexpected. Right, with these bananas, I have counted 136 bananas on this particular plant. This is on our Cavendish banana, and I'm impressed with it. So it's gonna still be questionable whether or not I will get any pulp in these bananas before the season is out. But I love growing them, so I don't mind. I don't mind at all because we will eat some bananas. All right, so fam, now we in the backyard. We are here with my ice cream banana, my blue java, and I am now going to remove the little black parts from it for the same reasons, to reduce staining, discoloring, damage to the banana. As you can see, I already removed the flower here about a week ago, and honestly, that was the reason why I thought about actually recording this, because I came out here and I done it. And I'm like, wow, I might have should have documented that just for people who wanted to know that information. So here we go. All right, guys, there you go. All right, I removed all the black stems from my blue java, and as you can see, they're doing great. They're plumping up. They're doing what they need to do, and I'm a little optimistic now. It's just that, I think one way or the other, I will get to enjoy these this season. Are they gonna be where I would like them to be, fully ripened on the tree? No. Well, I found with these, even though they taste better ripened on the tree, the taste is not that big of a difference. Okay. Ripen them on the counter, they taste delicious, also way better than any store-bought banana. So preferably I would like for them to be ripened on the tree, but beggars cannot be choosers. Subtropic zone, sometimes that's just not an option. Those are my fruit protectors over there. They don't like for nobody to come by our yard that we do not know. So they're doing their job. But here we go. You see how nice and pretty and clean the bananas are? The longer they sit up there, the more damage they would abstain from the stems. So, are they gonna be picture perfect? No. And that's not my objective. But to look the best they can with the little bit of work I'm planning on putting into it. I'm not gonna cover these either because I like to walk my yard and like to see what everything is doing. So, with that, guys, I guess I am gonna say have a good one. Let's grow.